Hello, my name's Fritz KO and welcome to my YouTube channel, Fritz KO Vids Factual Conspiracy. I'm here today with Mike Gagne. And Mike, what exactly do you do for a living?
I'm a machinist by trade. My connection out here is I kind of help take care of the trails out here. I'm the trail coordinator for the Michigan Mountain Bike Association.
Okay.
Basically, when there's a problem on the trails, I'll help clear it, get trees out of the way, get with the park, and stuff I can't do, they'll send guys out with chainsaws to cut.
Okay.
It keeps it open and fun for everybody.
Very nice. Now, you're a subscriber of mine on YouTube.
Yep.
And we were talking on Facebook, and you informed me that in 1976, there was several people who disappeared, and possibly the first girl's name was Maureen Nichols. Supposedly, she was found at this barn right behind us here in 1976. And then there was another girl, Stacy Ross, and she was supposedly found in this area, this location, and it's arguable that she was possibly found at this barn too.
Correct. From my take, being out here all the time, I tend to, you kind of look for what's going on out here. You look old news articles. Hey, has anything weird ever happened out here? It's interesting.
You spend a lot of time out here compared to the
I
average
do.
Joe.
I probably spend, an hour or two out in the woods 3-4 days a week.
Very nice.
So, I'm out here quite a bit. Nothing real funky out here at all. Just interesting place. A lot of woods. A lot of really remote areas out here. I did a little research and came across this news article about these people out here. One of my friends who works for the Michigan DNR, he said, I was telling him about this, and he said there's a barn, as you see here, where allegedly it was used as a dumping ground for a serial killer in the 70s. And I've only heard of the two girls being found out in this area. It's not even specified as this barn particularly, but if you look at the whole setup here, you got a main road right down here. Quick access from Lansing. You've got a parking lot that goes back in a good 100 yards where someone could park. And if you wanted to it seems to me that it'd be easier to just drag them out in the woods. But if you were going to abduct somebody and have your way, there you go. I mean, how much more remote and quiet could it be?
And you guys can see, you pan the area real quick, there's no houses around this barn. And I imagine it's been exactly like this for a very long time.
There's a newer house down on the corner, and there's a house a couple 100 yards that way, which you can't even see.
So definitely at the time in 1976, this was a very desolate and remote area.
And I'm sure it was even more remote than it is now.
Yeah.
Just as time goes.
There's been a lot of interesting things lately. Before we go and take a tour of the barn, interesting things. There's several dogs that have been found in this location.
About a mile down here on your left is Upton Road. They found 3 dead dogs there. At first they thought they were shot. Then, as the hearsay goes, there wasn't a mark on the dogs. They chalked it up to that they got hit by a car. But there was 4 dogs running around here that allegedly the owner released. Couldn't take care of them or couldn't keep them in their rental house, something to that effect. Let them go, and they've been running around this area for a while. So did somebody just do them in? Did they just happen to be in a group at night and somebody hit them with a car?
Was it this retired serial killer?
Retired serial killer, Sasquatch, Bigfoot, feral humanoid coming out of the woods for...
You never know.
You don't know.
Well, I think it's time we take a tour of the barn. What do you think?
Yeah, we can go over there and check it out. I don't think anybody's going to mind.
I don't think we'll be bothering anyone out here. It doesn't look like there's anyone to bother. And that's probably why this location was picked. We're going.
I know we're taking it in our own hands.
Come on in, guys. And just take into consideration, we are somewhat putting ourselves at risk now.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much for this whole thing to just come right down.
No, don't lean on anything or touch anything.
It would have been neat to get upstairs, but I'm sure exactly how we got in is how somebody would get in here.
There's the stairs.
Is there stairs?
If we go through here. Yeah. Doesn't mean the stairs are still appropriate to look used. We could go check it out.
Yeah, this is obviously.
Now, we have no idea. Like I said, it's mainly just hearsay, and it's probably because of the fact that they were monitoring these grounds still to see if they were ever going to be used again in an attempt to catch the serial killer. That's probably why there's no mention of the barn in newspapers. It is okay? Watch your step, guys.
This is really not safe.
Okay. I'm going to wait for you to go up, and then I'm going to continue because maybe our combined weight would be way too much. Keep that in mind, guys, one at a time.
No, this obviously right in front of the stairs is very.
Right, take your time. Don't put as much weight in one place. You might have to hand me the camera when you get to the top of the
Yeah, I would, because obviously this is really what a beautiful barn. The best part is we get to look around in a cool old barn and try to not die.
Nobody knows we're in here. Okay, guys, now.
Now this section of the floor looks pretty solid, but that's all collapsed. I'd be anything outside this center section. I'd be very leery. But it's not a hard stretch to see that somebody would be able to.
You see the rope hanging from the ceiling? Go
Yeah.
ahead and come out here, JD, and film that.
Well, somebody likes to hang out here. We got some fairly fresh beer cans.
Did you guys hear that noise outside?
Birds.
Could be. I don't say we venture too far in here anymore.
No, I think I was hoping we could just walk over there. And
Well,
see out the door.
while we're here, Mike, is there anything else you're thinking that we may have left out?
No, there's not a lot else about the park that I've been able to find out. I did find a news article of a ranger that died, and I believe it was 2001. In about 2001, there was just an accident out on the lake where one of the DNR officers was recovering some weed cutting equipment to clear like the beach area out on the ice, and he ended up falling through the ice and went under, and that was the end of him. His daughter called when he was late for dinner. He lived over here on Shepherdsville Road, and unfortunately they took him a while to find him, and just a tragic accident there. But that's all I've been able to find out about this park, other than some of the creepy nights I've spent out here night riding on the mountain bike alone.
I bet you
With
got
just
more
like,
stories.
oh, there's one section out there where there's it seems like hundreds of crows will roost out there, and so you come through there at night and spook them, and so it's like hundreds of crows just swarming around you.
Like Alfred Hitchcock's Birds.
Oh
almost.
yeah, it's just creepy. And then they what else was kind of neat out there? There's some old foundations over there,
Okay.
like old house foundations and household items that are still around from when they flooded the park back in the 60s.
Now this area dates back to pre-1800s, I believe. People have been here
Right.
for a very long
Oh,
time.
there used to be a house where Sleepy Hollow is now a 410-acre lake, Lake Ovid there.
Yes.
They flooded the Little Maple River back in the 60s to make the park.
Yes.
And they bought everybody's houses out. So there's still lots of neat stuff out there in the woods, and you're only allowed to like metal detect out there in certain areas.
Really?
Yeah. So they don't want you metal detecting out where all the old foundations were. And that's probably as much to protect the old foundations and as it is to just,
You never know what kind of creepy cellars could be buried over there.
There's
Lord knows
one
what
that's
in
still
them.
there's still one exposed. I walked out in the woods out there and found like some old bicycles and mattress springs and cool old Schwinn bikes too, but they're so rotted that they're far beyond any kind of saving. But it really neat stuff.
Mike, we want to thank you for your time,
Thanks.
for providing us with this information, and I'm sure YouTube viewing audience would like to thank you as well. And who knows, the information you helped provide today maybe could lead to some kind of closure for the family members of the missing girls. You know what I
It
mean?
would be a great thing to see
some kind of closure in that. You know, the extent of what happened here could go beyond that. According to the local news, it was a whole serial killer thing out here. And
Yes.
upon my research, I could only find the 2 girls that were allegedly found in this area.
We found a possible, including the 2 girls, Maureen Nichols and Stacy Rossett. We found 3 other people that quite possibly could be linked. You know what I mean? They were all the
That-
same time period, the same area, this area.
That would explain the stories I've heard. You know, people that live around the area. It's just, you just hear these things. You know, living in the area, the legends. You know, and this barn is the only real legend around this area. It's just a shame it's in such bad shape.
And
Really
as
cool
always,
barn.
guys, Mike's a stand-up guy for providing us with this information. He went above and beyond and out of his way to do so, for no reason, no benefit of his own. And we definitely want to take our time to thank him. And as always, if you guys have any information, especially if you are located in Central Michigan, I mean, that's where I am. Feel free to contact me on Facebook or YouTube, and we can go and explore these locations together. All right, thanks, guys. Let's give them one last tour of the barn. Just spin around here in slow-mo as best you can. Thank you for watching my YouTube video, Fritz KO Vids, Factual Conspiracy. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want more videos like this.